Welcome back to the King Film Sports 2023 NCAA Men's Tournament Mascot predictions. But first, I want to quickly shout out our official bracketology predictions and our official bracket. Click in the top right to see that. And also our top upset picks, and click in the top right to see those if you want some quote-unquote actual analysis from the tournament. Now to move into our annual mascot bracket, we've got the top left quadrant with Alabama, and I'm just going to give them the automatic win since we do not know who is coming through out of the playing game for the 16th seed. But in the Maryland against West Virginia game, you've got Terrapins of Maryland, which is pretty much the turtle, against West Virginia Mountaineers, and the Mountaineers have a musket, so I'm going to give the edge to West Virginia. I mean, the turtle won't really beat anyone anyways. Then San Diego State Aztecs, we're going to give them the edge over the Charleston Cougars, and then the Virginia Cavaliers over the Furman Paladins here. Virginia has those swords in their logo. In the next round, we're going to give UVA the edge over San Diego State, although San Diego State has arrows, so I don't really know who would win that one. And I'm also going to give West Virginia the edge over Alabama, either Crimson Tide or the Elephant, either way. I mean, I don't think the musket could get an elephant, but I don't really know what to say about that matchup, so I'm going to have West Virginia winning that one. And then I'm going to have the Mountaineer beating the Cavalier. Could be close, but the musket usually beats a sword. And then on the bottom of this quadrant, we've got Creighton Blue Jays, one of the weaker mascots, so we're going to give NC State Wolfpack. And you will see some of these, like the Wolfpack, Wildcats we'll see at the bottom here, Tigers are all over the place. So let's see this again. We've got the Baylor Bears beating the UCSB Gauchos, and the Mizzou Tigers beating the Utah State Aggies, which is pretty much just a student that goes to these schools. Then Arizona Wildcats, I'm going to have beating a Tiger, and then subsequently in the second round as well, just to keep it consistent, beating Missouri. Then NC State losing to Baylor. I think a bear would beat a wolf, but you could go to Yellowstone National Park to figure that one out for certain. Then I've got the Baylor Bears over the Arizona Wildcats, because I think a bear would win that. And then WVU, I'm going to have their run ending. I don't think that little musket can take out a big bear or a pack of bears. So moving on to the top right quadrant with Houston, I'm going to give them the edge over the Northern Kentucky Norse, the Cougars. Even though Northern Kentucky seems to have a sword, wild animals are hard to deal with. Auburn Tigers, you're going to beat the Iowa Hawkeyes. That's pretty easy there. And then I'm going to have the Tiger over the Cougar in that second round matchup, so Auburn gets to the Sweet 16 there. Then Miami, you've got a force of nature with the Hurricane, going to easily beat a little Bulldog. Indiana Hoosiers is going to beat out Kent State Golden Flashes, which, you know, it sounds pretty cool, Golden Flashes, but I'm pretty sure it's just a bird. Kent State fans, feel free to drop your comment in the comments below to tell me if that's actually true or not, but I'm going to have IU either way losing to Miami, who also beats Auburn, as a Hurricane is going to prove hard to deal with, as we'll see. Iowa State is the Cyclones, so we're going to have them beating either Mississippi State or Pitt Panthers. It doesn't really matter. Xavier Musketeers, that's a pretty cool mascot. They're going to beat this Kennesaw State. I believe they're the Owls. Either way, you know, we've already shown the power of the Musketeer, but I'm going to have them losing to the Cyclones, because if you shoot at a storm, the bullet is just going to fly at someone else. So Iowa State is going to win that one. And then Texas A&M Aggies again are going to lose to Penn State. So we have another Aggie in the 7-10, again loses. Texas Longhorns against Colgate Raiders. I'm going to give the edge to Texas here. I think the Longhorn is pretty tough to deal with. Have you ever seen Bevo? And then also give them the edge over Penn State here. So then Penn State against Iowa State, I think that the Cyclone can still propel the cow. And then we've got a matchup of the Storms here. I'm going to take Miami in this one if it's a strong hurricane. Cyclone is just a hurricane from elsewhere, so take whoever you want in that one. I could see it going either way. I'm going to take Miami because they are the better seed in the March Madness. Purdue, and I'm just going to have them beating Texas Southern. I mean, they are the Boilermakers. And then Memphis Tigers against FAU Owls. Again, Owls are not going to fare very well. Birds of all kinds are not going to fare too well in this tournament, so we're going to have Memphis winning that one, and then Purdue can just run over a Tiger. So Purdue is going to be a wagon, as we will see later. Then to get on to the bottom, we've got Duke against Oral Roberts. Golden Eagles, but a Blue Devil is going to beat them. Tennessee Volunteers is going to lose to a Raging Cajun, but I do think that the Blue Devil would beat a Raging Cajun, but you can drop your comments below for that. And then I think Purdue could beat the Blue Devil. I don't really know how this would play out, since the Blue Devil seems to be some sort of creature, but we're going to have Purdue winning that one. Then in the bottom of this bracket, we're going to take Kentucky Wildcats over the Providence Friars. I have to feel bad for the Friars there. And then Kansas State Wildcats over the Montana State Bobcats. So, an interesting matchup there. Wildcats versus Wildcats matchup. I'm just going to go with the higher seed, as I've done before. K-State advances. Then Michigan State Spartans against USC Trojans. I'll take the Spartans there. That logo looks pretty menacing with the helmet. Marquette Golden Eagles against the Vermont Catamounts. And Catamount is some sort of monkey. I'm going to take actually the eagle here. The golden eagle is the largest species of bird, I think, and it has been known to carry children, so maybe it could drop this monkey from a high place and lose. But either way, I'm going to have the Spartan beating it in the next round. Spartans have swords, etc. So then K-State against MSU, I'm going to have the Wildcat beating the Spartan, but Purdue is going to sweep up the quadrant as a train just pretty much runs over anything. Now we get into the real upset. Howard Bison over Kansas Jayhawks. Jayhawk is infamously a terrible mascot, so they deserve to lose there. Then I'm going to have the Arkansas Razorbacks over the Illinois Fighting Illini. This one could go either way. Humans could beat a Razorback, but a Razorback is pretty hard to deal with. St. Mary's Gales. Iona is also the Gales. I think a Gale is like an Irish person, a Gaelic-speaking person, so we're going to have the VCU Rams win that for the fun of it. And then UConn Huskies. Can't really do much, but I'm going to have them beating the Gales again. I don't really know what to do there. I just want to see this Ram against Husky matchup, and I think the VCU Ram seems to be the better pick here. Then Bison is going to run over the Ram in a multitude of ways in that next matchup. So Howard is on to the Elite Eight. Then TCU Horned Frogs, which is a pretty weak mascot, would lose to either the Sun Devil or the Nevada Wolfpack. So we're going to have that happening there. And then 14-3 upset, Grand Canyon University Antelope. I think that is the coolest mascot in the tournament against Gonzaga Bulldogs. We're going to have GC winning that, but promptly losing to either a Sun Devil or the Nevada Wolfpack in that next matchup. UCLA Bruins beating UNC Asheville Bulldogs. That's pretty easy there. And then I'm going to give Northwestern Wildcats the edge over the Boise State Broncos. I think a Wildcat is more feisty, but who really knows? Then I'm going to have UCLA beating Northwestern in that next round, as I've already shown that I think that Bears are pretty feisty, and just due to the ambiguity of the Nevada/ASU matchup, you can't really have a combo. I'm just going to give UCLA the edge. Then we've got a really enticing matchup, the Bear against a Bison, and I'm going to give UCLA the slight edge there, but I could see that one going either way. Again, visit Yellowstone National Park if you want to see those two animals go at it. Before we get to the Final Four, I want to emphasize everyone to subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for more March Madness content. So our Final Four is Miami, UCLA, Baylor, and Purdue, and I'm going to have both of the Bears losing in this round. Boilermaker will run over the Bear, and the Hurricane can sweep away the Bear, and ultimately I think that a Hurricane could sweep away a train, so we're going to have Miami winning this whole one. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this bracket. It seems to be pretty good besides the Howard upset in terms of viability, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and comment your predictions below.